Hello, race fans. Welcome to another episode of Short Track Guys Podcast, brought to you by ShortTrackExclusive.com. I'm your host, Thomas Battis, alongside two other Short Track guys in the house again, and welcome back, Ted Baber Video Productions. We missed you last week.
Thank you.
Jim Pokrant, driver of the 07 Can'tQuitFishing.com sportsman at Five Flag Speedway here in Pensacola, Florida, and 2021 Sportsman Champion. What's up, guys?
Not a whole lot. Just, building a new race car. That's about all I'm up to.
Just living and breathing, having a good time.
Yeah, I think I saw pictures of your car getting put together. So what's that all about for 2022?
Well, we got the frame stripped down to nothing. It's sitting on the jig at the shop. A little homemade jig that we built to build Brock Gens's car, which kind of glad we did it. We had it because now I'm going to need it now, thanks to somebody named Hunter Lambert. Anyway, we're just getting the cage cut down and resized and fitted and make sure it's going to fit the frame. And then we got some work to do on the frame. And then, we got to add the floorboards and all that good, happy stuff. And I've already got all the suspension parts broke down and painted. Just waiting on when we're ready to put them on, and we're going to try to find us a 9-inch Ford rear end because we're allowed to go to that next year. And then we got to find some 8-inch wheels. So if anybody out there in podcast land has got some 15 by 8-inch 4 3/4 lug pattern wheels and they want to sell them, please.
We're in the market.
We're in the market for some, but email me at jbp07@hotmail.com because we got to have some wheels. And I want to thank Jerry Bowman of Bowman Construction. He's given me some wheels, but they're the wrong offset. But we can use them in Montgomery and other tracks. So I'm going to keep them and use them. Thank you to him. This weekend, also Saturday night, is our awards banquet, which
Yes.
Ted will be there and Thomas is coming. And hopefully we'll do a little live thing from there and maybe do a little post on the old Facebook site so everybody can see us receive our trophy. And, I just want to thank everybody that helps me out, man. Ben has helped me build the new car. Martin's helped me build the new car. Will, my other crew member, which he's going to come hang out with us in the weeks coming up and see how we do the podcast. We might even let him speak on here. You never know. But thank you to everybody that helps. And I think James Pfeiffer of Can't Quit Fishing is going to come to the awards banquet. So it'd be great to have him there. And it's going to be fun. So we're going to have a fun time Saturday night. And then we'll get on with building the new car and get ready for March 18th is our first race.
I think one of the parts of the prize package of being the champion is getting some parts maybe from 5 Star. Is that?
Might be a new nose piece. We could use it, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I would love if they'd give us a set of wheels. Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But I know we get 4 new tires from Hoosier, so that's cool. And my purple jacket, which I've been wanting forever and a day, and I'm finally realizing the dream and getting me a dadgum jacket that says Track Champion, a cool looking trophy. And like I said, man, we're looking forward to Saturday night, looking forward to getting ready to go racing next year and see if we can't defend this track title.
And have a good old time.
Yeah, what are some of the other changes that might happen that aren't available now? I know that the rules have come back out.
Yeah.
There are some changes now in your class. Yeah. Do you anticipate any additives to that, or it just?
It's pretty much the same, except for we're going to 8-inch tires, 8-inch wheels, 8-inch tires. The 9-inch rear end, I'm not against it. It's a little bit of an expense. It's like about $1,000 for the housing if you buy it new. But the thing is, it'll allow us to run different racetracks. Five Flags had a max 456 rear end gear rule, which is something that I helped come up with because at the time people were spending thousands of dollars on an 8.5 rear end that it only came under Buick Grand Nationals and they're expensive. So we didn't go to a 9-inch. I said, I told people blame me for that rule, but I said either run the 7.5 or run a 9-inch. There's your two choices. And Tim didn't want to do it. So we stayed with the 7.5. Well, you can run a 9-inch in op. You can run a 9-inch in Montgomery. In most CRA rules are 9-inch. So, I mean, and I want to run some CRA races. So, yeah, I'm going to invest the money and buy the 9-inch rear end. And with 9-inch rear ends, you can get an infinite number of gears. You can just tune the car with gears. So that's another blessing. So I think it's a great idea. We're not going to lower the cars. I figured we'd drop our ride height. That's probably going to happen next year. But as of right now, we're at the same ride height. We're allowed a adjustable racing sway bar, but it's a 30-pound penalty. I don't think you need it. I've talked to several people, said just use your stock mount sway bar and you'll be fine. Other than that, we didn't get our butt kicked last year. We had a great time. We won the championship. We won a race. We should have won more than that. But we're going to come back this year harder, stronger, faster with a brand new hot rod. And people that are threatening to tear my car up, please be warned. I have another chassis out back that is going to be put together also. So let's play fair. Let's race each other clean, because that deal that happened at the Derby was not my fault. And if the person that caused that has been running their cake hole about wrecking my stuff, you need to get some more experience before you say that.
And the coordinating the rules like that does, like you say, allow you to run other tracks. And helps other tracks too, because then if those rules will apply to this track also, they can come down here and run with us.
Well, I heard that Montgomery was changing some of their rules and that Hop was changing some of their rules. This is what I got through some people who race up there. The only thing is they won't let Camaros run here, and I'm okay with that because I don't think we need Camaros, and Camaros are on their way out anyway. They're damn near impossible to find. Metric cars are getting bad too, but they make an aftermarket metric chassis that you can buy. They don't make an aftermarket Camaro chassis, so it's going to have to make some changes. And I also heard some scuttlebutt that there's going to be a 4-cylinder class at Five Flag Speedway in the next, not this season, but probably next year. They're going to start a 4-cylinder front-wheel drive class.
Well, the Sweat Hog race being as popular as it is, which is coming up, well, that's not till April though, is it?
April, yeah. God, I'd love to run that. I had so much fun running the Sweat Hog Grand Prix when I ran it in that little Cavalier, banging gears, shifting, running through a little road course, That was a blast. I mean, it's to me, that was one of the most fun I've had in a race car in a long time, besides winning on the oval. But, I mean, you're running 85 miles an hour down the front straightaway in a stock Chevrolet Cavalier with no roll cage. You're bolted in there, but my goodness, we were toting the mail that day.
A little sketchy. But, yeah. I mean, they do need an entry-level class that is not going to get ridiculously expensive like they allow the rules creep to hit the pure stocks. So,
well, see, I have an idea on that. There's two ideas I have. A Crown Vic class, and I've seen some racetracks do this. Crown Vics and Grand Marquis, bone stock, 4-point roll cage, seat belt, window nets, helmet, fire suit, gloves, shoes, and a neck brace. Pay them $300 to win in here and let them run on dirt. You can run both classes. You can run both tracks. And here's the deal. Put a $150 bonus if you win Friday night at Five Flags, Saturday night at Southern.
Yeah.
Or V6 rear-wheel drive Mustangs and Camaros. There's a boatload of them laying around. Bone stock, lean the wheel in, roll cage, go racing. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it, but the only thing I have against front-wheel drive classes is you learn bad habits.
Right.
When you drive a front-wheel drive car, it drives differently than a rear-wheel drive car, and when you climb out of that and climb into a rear-wheel drive car, you're going to have all kinds of issues. I mean, just my opinion. We do need a beginner class. I think a 4-cylinder front-wheel drive would be a good fun class, and do a youth class.
Yeah.
How about let's have a 4-cylinder 14 to 16 to 18-year-olds racing that and to see if that works. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing some ideas out there. I mean, just something from a low-budget racer to let other low-budget people. Because right now the economy sucks, and we got to get some racing going, and you're not going to be able to build a sportsman car competitive without about $15,000.
Oh, yeah.
At least, because that's if you have a motor.
I just wonder whether or not a 4-cylinder truck class would work. Pickup truck.
Yeah, you could do that. But see, the problem with pickup trucks is the parts for them are so expensive. Because pickups, like, little 4-cylinder trucks, everybody drives them every day. And they're because it's like running a full-size pickup truck class. The parts for them have gotten expensive. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ideas. I'm open to listen. And anybody out there that's listening to us, throw us an idea. Throw it on our Facebook page. Give us an idea of something. Tulsa shootout.
Yeah, that was actually a big event. First of all, this is our first episode for the new year.
Yes.
Happy New Year to everybody. We know we went through Christmas holidays and the New Year, and now we're getting into 2022 with this racing season. But like we mentioned episodes ago, it doesn't stop. No. It's not a season, take a nap and wake back up. You got to get back in the shop and get ready for the next year. It happens, and the turnaround is just really quick. And we had a couple of races this past weekend. We've got one coming up next weekend. It's on the dirt in a complex in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with the Golden Driller, which is just as big as any other big race that you would hoist a trophy and, kiss the bricks or whatever. It's the Tulsa Shootout. Ted, I know you've done extensive research on this, and you've got some information that will kind of astonish people as far as the numbers that go into this weekend from Wednesday to Saturday night.
They're crazy. It's the 36th year of the event to begin with, which is huge. And they have a standing record of 1,397 entries. Yeah, we are happy with them. We get 150 or more in these supers and pros at the Derby. Could you just imagine in an area that size, that many entries? That's over 608 drivers spread out. This was last year, and that they said that they've had over 1,000 entries since 2015, year after year after year. It's just incredible.
Wow!
It's it's 6 classes, just 6 classes with that many. That's over two. Well, if it's divided out evenly, that's over 200 entries per class. That's just nuts.
Yeah.
And the classes are the Outlaw Winged and Non-Winged Micros. That's 600cc class. Also a 600cc class for Stock Winged and Non-Winged Micros. A Restricted Micro class and Junior Sprints for kids from 6 to 12. It's just incredible.
Ed Brexton Bush was there. Kyle Bush's kid running that little micro sprint of his.
Yeah. I understand that on Saturday night, that was the 359th race through the 4 days. And Wednesday night, they had 118 heat races.
Good Lord.
118 heat races.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to work that racetrack? Because that's...
You'd have to go through several flagmen.
Oh, yeah. Can't lift my arms anymore. Flagman be like, give me a break.
Yeah, and there were some big names in there, too. Kyle Busch was there. His son, Brexton, up and coming, and they were running in the 6 to 12-year-old group with the little micro sprints, and I think they had like a non-wing and a wing sprint, micro sprint, if you will.
Right.
And they're like 600 cc's, or I don't know if the younger kids were running smaller engines or something, but still, it's a 500,000 square foot complex in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Indoors, climate control, and they park everybody from Monday, Tuesday inside. Nobody is really outside of it. And they do all the heat races and go through. I think I read at one point they had like an M main.
Wow.
And if anybody's out there with the dirt track world knows about a C main, B main, A main, if you talk about an M and an N main,
That's way down there.
that there's a lot of cars involved.
Run the M main to make the N main, make the N main, make the O main.
Exactly.
Make the L main, make the L main, and then work your way back up.
Alphabet soup.
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy is they also run alcohol. Can you imagine being in that building and your eyes burning? Because that's what I've heard.
I read about that. Now they require that you run the pump gas with 10% ethanol to keep the air clean enough that you can actually stay inside.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They've talked about the chili bowl being like that. Did you walk around your eyes burning half the time you're there?
Well, they do have ventilation inside that opens up. There are vents in the complex. If you do, where is it? I want to say it's a Tulsa shootout, but it'd be the Chili Bowl Nationals, which is the same complex, but they have their indoors. They have vents and everything that alleviate, for the fans and the odors and from fuel. But
it's required. You have to buy the fuel at the track.
But man, I mean, what a huge event. And I'm looking through the list right now, and I'm going through like race 89, 90, 91, 92, and it just keeps going on. And one name we're going to keep mentioning is Emerson Axum.
Oh yeah.
He was in several classes, multiple classes,
right?
And he put on a really hell of a show.
Oh, yeah. You talk about coming off the berm. I don't know how he kept that his car straight as many times he skated it off the berm, over the berm on occasion, and still managed to not lose positions or gain positions by doing that. It's craziness.
Yeah, it was a great event, and we talked about our bucket list, and it's become a barrel list to a container list now.
It's a dumpster list now.
A dumpster list, yes. The Tulsa Shootout, the Chili Bowl Nationals, which is at the same complex, and they bring the track to them, almost like they do at Bristol.
Yeah.
When the dirt track gets laid down at Bristol in Tennessee, and but they do the same thing at Tulsa in the complex, and they lay down the track and they put it down, and then they get worked in, and they lay it and leave it there. And then the Chili Bowl Nationals, which is going to be Rico Abreu and Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson.
Well, don't they know Gateway? The Gateway Nationals is another indoor race in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
An indoor dome in St. Louis. They run a big dirt late model race. And some of those, man, the first time they ran that, their late models actually flipping over because the ruts got so bad they would bounce up in the air and roll over.
I wonder who comes up with the formula for that dirt, how you mix it up. I believe it's calcium chloride is what they use to harden the track.
They use some of it, yeah. They use it on most dirt tracks.
And I mean, it looks like it's paved when it's all over with. When you look at it, it's got the shine to it, just like pavement. It's hard as a rock. But these guys are always just right on the edge of control. At any moment, you can just ease over the berm a little bit, and you're upside down.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yep. It can be ugly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I can imagine, that, in a stock car on an asphalt track or modified, we talk about the ground pounders and everything going into the fence. The fence doesn't move.
Nope.
There's no safer barriers and, not the bigger scale things, they've got because of Earnhardt and everything. They've changed, but, the grassroots style of it on Friday, Saturday night. In this case, you're starting on Wednesday night. There's no safety precautions other than what you've got in the car. And then when you start flipping on dirt, even though it's clay, it's not soft.
No.
It does not.
People say, dirt racing's safer. How do you figure? You crash just as hard on dirt as you do on asphalt.
Yep.
That's like when they ran the vintage cars at Five Flags, and the drivers would whine about the wall. I'm like, there's a wall at Southern Raceway on the first row. Yeah, but I'm like, quit crying and race. If you're going to flip, it's going to hurt just as bad on asphalt as it is on dirt.
Yeah.
That car still weighs the same, and when it comes down on that hard dirt, boom, it's not going to be any softer.
Gravity doesn't change.
No. I mean, let's race.
Yeah. Well, that was Jake Hagopian taking the feature on Saturday night after all this, kind of let loose, and Christopher Bell, which is everybody knows Christopher Bell, the Cup Series, ended up finishing second with Tyler Courtney, Alex Bright, and Cameron Key rounding up to the top five. I mean, if you see some of those replays, and we'll put them on our Facebook page, it's incredible to watch some of these guys in the classes that came down to the B mains and A mains and everything, and try to get into the big show to get that golden driller. And that's really like we talked about our last episode or two about that clock that you win at Martinsville.
Right.
The golden driller is one thing that you got to go home with.
Right. It's just one of your passions to wind up with one of those at the end of the night.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. And next week, I think it starts on the 10th. Is the Chili Bowl Nationals.
Ooh,
and now we've got Ryan Newman, we got Christopher Bell going back, we've got Casey Kane, and some of these big guys at the Swindells. Right. They're obviously going to be there. It's the same event, or the same complex, a different event, but it's the same complex. And this is just as big a deal. I think it was really like an Xfinity series situation with the shootout. Then it goes to the Chili Bowl Nationals with the wing sprints, and now it's even bigger.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be that. I mean, Christopher Bell has the car that he won his first Chili Bowl in his living room. He bought it from the car owner, had it taken home, disassembled, and reassembled in his living room. So, how cool is that?
Something you got to look forward to.
Oh, dude, man, I wish I had the money. I would. I'd put one of my race cars in my living room. There you go. Have fun with it. Use it as a table.
Yeah. A table, a desk.
Something. I mean, not throw it away.
No.
But the Chili Bowl is something that they talk about all the time on Door Bumper Clear, which is something I listen to all the time because they always go. Most of the guys get to go to it. And the host, Casey Boat, she's married to Chad Boat, and Chad Boat owns a bunch of those cars. So they talk about all this micro sprints and stuff that Chad Boat does. And Chad Boat, if anybody knows anything, he was an Indy 500 driver. So, a big name.
Just a little bit.
But yeah, that'd be cool. That's something I'd love to go watch. I'd love to do one of them indoor races. I would love to go to that one in St. Louis. I mean, watch Scott Bloomquist and all those guys battle in a little quarter-mile little dirt track inside a dome. How cool is that?
Yeah, that'll start on the 10th, and that's coming up just right around the corner. Following up with the Tulsa Shootout, and look at the last. I guess Kyle Larson. Okay, 2021. Won it last year. Won it the year before. Christopher Bell won it 3 years before that to 2017. Rico Abreu, 2015 and 16, and then Brian Clausen.
Didn't Brian Clausen pass away?
Yes, he did. Rest in peace, brother.
Yes.
But it's a big event, and the Chili Bowl is just one way to kick off our new year, 2022. And man, it's just it's just the beginning, really, of our season in 2022 with the season.
Oh, yeah. Just think about it. In about 3 weeks, you'll have stuff starting down in New Smyrna and Volusia County down there in South Florida, kicking off Speed Weeks.
Yep.
Which means the Daytona 500, which and NASCAR is a bunch of jerks. But anyway, Speed Weeks is cool. That's part of my bucket list, too, is I want to go to South Florida and spend a week down there going to all those little short tracks, and would love to tow my car down there and run a couple races and then just put it back, borrow an enclosed trailer, put it back in, lock it up, park it somewhere, and enjoy just traveling around seeing all those races down there, because there's some good ones. New Smyrna and all over down there in the South would be cool to do.
Well, may have an on-site reporter down there too. I've got a brother that lives in Punta Gorda, so.
Oh, okay. Punta Gorda, Florida. Wow, we had to make it sound Spanish when we say it, but Punta Gorda. Can't just say Punta Gorda. Punta Gorda, Florida. Woo!
Punta Gorda.
Look at that 21 awards maker. Look who's in first place. Woo! Oh, we got swap meet coming up too, don't we? When is it?
Yeah, the swap meet.
February the 9th. Food's not bad. I'll admit it.
Yeah, February 5th.
February 5th. Okay.
February 5th, 2022, the 16th annual. 16th? Wow.
Yeah, it's been going 16 years.
Swap meet. Yeah, it's so that's race cars, parts, engines, tools, trailers, anything racing. You come out. There's a vendor fee, but you come out and shop if you need, a push rod or
Who knows?
or a rear end, or a helmet or whatever. So
There'll be a lot of parts for sale.
a lot of parts for sale.
Hopefully somebody will be selling some.
A lot of Jim's parts for sale.
Yeah, I don't have anything for sale. I'm having to drag all my shit back together to build me a race car. I do have some parts, but I'm saving them. 6 p.m. is the social hour, so you have plenty of time to get there, Thomas.
All right. So January 8th at Five Flag Speedway, we got albeit 2022 now, but we have the 2021 awards banquet this Saturday. February 5th would be the swap meet from 8 to noon. And February 5th will be the Monster Truck Show, which is going to be a pretty impressive event that's going on there. I don't know. I have never seen it. I don't know what kind of monster trucks, what they do there, but that sounds pretty interesting.
Well, ever since the big monster truck group broke up, there's a lot of teams that have gone out on their own and from what I understand, this is going to be a pretty good show. It's not going to be just, man, it's going to be jumping and flipping and everything else. So it'd be a worthwhile show to see. I might go to that one.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Yeah, monster trucks are fun to watch.
Yeah, and then February 19th, a Sweat Hog Grand Prix, which is a festivity that Jim has participated in and done well.
Like
Enjoyed
I said,
it.
when you go down the front straightaway at 85 miles an hour and your steering wheel's shaking because your right front tire's coming apart and you're like, please don't blow out and put me in the wall, and you're right under. It is a blast. It's fun.
And then March 18th, we'll start the Outlaws, the Sportsman, and the Pure Stocks at Five Flag Speedway here. We're getting a little ahead of schedule because we're dipping into March, but the opening season, I know we just got through the holiday season. Hope everybody had a great Christmas and a great New Year, and hope the New Year is prosperous for everybody as far as the racing goes.
Right.
Ted, it's always good to see you back, and I'm glad to hear that everything is okay with you and your situation.
Right.
Jim, you know, we did it kind of one-on-one last week without Ted, and it's good to have everybody back in here. And man, we love talking about short track racing, and we try to cover as much as we can, and just it's fun, you know, to throw it out there and see what happens.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. This year's going to be awesome. We're going to have another racing season. We're going to be able to watch cars go around the racetrack at different places. We're going to hit different racetracks. You people out there, give us some ideas. You got somebody who wants to be a guest on here, please let us know. We'll be glad to have you and enjoy talking to you. We're going to set some guests up. We're trying to get Grant Enfinger, which I understand.
We're working on it.
And we're going to try to get some other young drivers on here. And hopefully this year we might try to do some video stuff, maybe.
Yes, definitely.
We might do that.
Yeah, I think we got that in store. I mean, we got the capability, and we're going to move forward with that. And I think we've got some. I think we've got some other interviews lined up here, but I'm not going to say much right now. But just some things that we're working on. Yep. Just stay tuned and stay with us.
If you got a big event coming up, let us know so we can get some notification out there and then cover it when it's over.
Yeah, that would be great. And you dirt guys, we haven't forgot about you guys either. Give us a holler.
Yeah, and good luck everybody, and congratulations to all the winners at the Tulsa Shootout. And man, I can't wait next weekend, or next Wednesday night, really.
Wednesday, right? Yeah.
For the Chili Bowl. Results, because that's gonna be some big deal.
Huge. Yep.
Oh, boy.
Have some fun. That's what we do this for. Talk about short track racing.
Yep. Well, we're gonna get communications out. Ted Baber. Ted _ Baber at yahoo.com.
That's right.
Jim Pokrant JPB07 at hotmail.com. Let them know. Give them a shout out, and give us some, results and
input and also, please, you can go on. I found this on Spotify and give us a 5-star rating. The more you do that for us, the better we move up the charts. The better this is going to get, and the more we can bring people on and have a good time. So please, just give us a 5-star rating. Go into your settings, and you'll find it on your Spotify. Just click 5-star every time.
Grow with us.
And grow with us. Yeah, exactly.
Grow with us. Exactly. Yeah, the Short Track Guys podcast. We appreciate everybody's support. We always say your support is our motivation.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why we continue, and we love what we do, and we love that you're with us.
That's it.
Until next Wednesday, guys. Hey.
Let's go, Brandon.
Thanks for listening.